30 miles outside Istanbul, Turkey, an explosion rips through the midnight calm. A Turkish oil tanker turns into an inferno, putting everyone in its fiery path in grave danger. This blaze will become a catastrophe for firefighters, who respond expecting a routine fire call. They will quickly find their equipment and gear insufficient to attack a fire of this kind. Their ordeal began just outside the ancient city of Istanbul. Here, majestic historical monuments coexist with 20th century technology, including the Tuzla ship repair yard. Located near a busy marina, Tuzla is an enormous facility where ships dry dock while undergoing repairs. Right now, many of Tuzla's workers are heading home. But as the sun sets, a fire breaks out on Turkey's largest oil tanker, the 87,000-ton Tupeo, docked at the shipyard for minor repairs. Suddenly, an explosion blasts pieces of the tanker into the water. The Istanbul Fire Brigade responds. They arrive to find the blaze on the tanker spreading, shooting 120-foot flames up into the starless sky. On the front line, firefighters begin to realize they are up against an oil fire of growing magnitude. News cameraman Şamher Ayar arrives on the scene.
When I got to the shipyard, it was chaos. There were people running everywhere. I was very close to the fire. There were flames on all sides.
Oil spills from the ship's ruptured storage tanks and ignites on the water's surface. The angry blaze spreads, moving dangerously close to neighboring vessels. Firefighters extinguish a few smaller blazes, but are powerless against the tanker's giant flames, fed by its huge reservoir of fuel. A fireboat approaches the tanker, but the water pressure is insufficient. The inferno rages uncontrollably, but the firefighters courageously board the ship to battle it head-on. Cameraman Ayar puts his own life at risk and follows.
When I got on board, the ship was very hot. There was a strong stench of burning petrol throughout the tanker. When I got on top of the captain's lodge, my shoe got stuck to the floor. It was actually melting. There was incredible heat everywhere.
The firefighters' efforts can't keep the flames at bay. The severity of the situation escalates as the leaking oil now begins to fill the tanker's hull. Then, without warning, another explosion rocks the tanker. Firefighters reel back from the impact. An enormous fireball engulfs the firefighters. With their thin orange coats melting into their skin, they run for help, but there are no ambulances in sight.
There was no possibility of first aid because the ambulances were behind the security line. The evacuation procedure was completely chaotic.
Any vehicle available is used to transport the burned firefighters across the docks to the distant ambulances. Whole companies of injured firefighters are rushed away. What started as a routine fire call has turned into a nightmare. What began as a minor fire aboard an oil tanker in a Turkish shipyard has quickly spread. Explosions have rocked the tanker, wrapping Istanbul firefighters in angry curtains of flame. On board the ship, the clothes of one fireman ignites. A fellow firefighter throws a blanket around him, trying to kill the flames. Other firefighters rush to find medical treatment for their injuries. Cameraman Şamher Ayar is right beside them, recording their desperation.
Everybody on the site was risking their lives. Anyone could have died at any time, including myself, and of course the firemen. Everyone was just trying to do their own job as best they could.
The fire roars on in its relentless assault on the tanker. Despite the terrible setbacks befalling the Istanbul fire crew, they bravely fight on. It's past midnight, but the fire is continuing to feed on 100 tons of diesel in the ship's fuel tanks. When dawn breaks over Istanbul, the intrepid Turkish firefighters bring the inferno under control with fireboats. The powerful explosions have shattered windows in the city. The firefighters who risked their lives to save the burning tanker now lie in hospital beds, trying to stay alive. The raging fire killed 2 people and seriously injured 30 others, including 24 firefighters. But their efforts were not in vain. Their brave battle on the tanker kept the flames from igniting 500 tons of fuel stored at the shipyard. Against all odds, they managed to keep the blaze contained to the tanker. Immediately, Istanbul's fire officials examined the tanker's charred remains to find out what went wrong. The investigation revealed that during repairs, sparks from a welding torch ignited residual fumes in one of the tanker's holds. Usually, these explosive vapors are removed from a vessel prior to any maintenance. This time, it wasn't done. The fire then spread to the tanker's fuel. By the time the fire brigade arrived, the inferno was already roaring out of control. The investigation confirmed the firefighters were lacking chemical foam and other firefighting equipment needed to contain the massive fire. The deputy chief of the Istanbul Fire Brigade also conceded that many of his men were burned because they did not have quick access to fireproof clothing. Today, Turkish officials are working to set up firefighting strategies similar to those in place at the port of Los Angeles. Lou Rapoli is the Los Angeles Fire Department battalion chief at the harbor.
The fireboat that you see in back of me here will put out 18,500 gallons a minute. So the fireboats would make an aggressive attack trying to hold back the fuel that's burning on the water, and in addition to that, we would use foam. Foam capabilities are real good because we can smother the heat, pull the heat out from the fire.
These fireboats are capable of dispersing thousands of gallons of chemical foam retardant, combined with a never-ending supply of ocean water. And because these boats can apply long arcs of water and foam in many directions, the need to put firefighters in harm's way is tremendously reduced. In Turkey, the terrible fire at the Tuzla shipyard will always be remembered. And the men who selflessly battled the blaze will always be considered heroes. Because whenever the alarm sounds, firefighters all over the world have a common goal: to extinguish fire no matter the cost.